Eagles are now within one victory. It's 85, 2 ties for the Eagles combined with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
One more useless fact, 1933. Now wins. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey. Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equal.
It's up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing is Newton. He'll buy some time right. And that is incomplete. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And that'll be incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
He's going to fire one deep, middle, trying for right, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Flush to his right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he'd just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
Play action to Sproles. Wentz. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Charles, you had Carolina's game last week against Washington as the Panthers offense comes back onto the field here. But Carolina had a chance to get to 4-1. They lost that one. What did you see? What was the difference?
The difference was they let Washington sprint out to a 14-0 lead, and now they had to chase the entire game. Carolina's a ground-based team. Didn't run the balls effectively as normal. Had to throw it more. The good thing for them, though, on offense, they got tight end Greg Olsen back, who'd been out with a broken foot. He had 4 catches for 48 yards. He's only going to get better, and he is Cam Newton's #1 target. I think this Carolina team is still a strong contender in the NFC.
They're 3-0 at home, 0-2 on the road. You've got them again this week on the road at Philly. Buying time to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body out on him, plus he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll try the air now with Newton. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And a big turnover there as his guys
didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And he's going to be ripped down by the face mask at the end of this, and that's going to add 15 more onto the end of this thing. A big play that time through the air. 47 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a second down and 8 to start things out.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now. Great.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
And Elliott puts this one through. And that will push the lead up to 12-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Well, switching gears for a second, a neat moment before Pittsburgh's game last week. Everybody knows James Conner and how he dealt with cancer. 10-year-old in the crowd, Charles, had a sign that he was holding, and this kid is also dealing with cancer. James Conner went over to him, met him, gave him a word of encouragement, and signed some things for him. That was really nice.
Really cool, isn't it? Because James Conner understands what that young man's going through. I believe his name is Levi. Got his attention. They're kindred spirits. And James Conner also showed him by his play and being back out there, beat this, overcome it, and go out and live your life the way you want to live it. And he's living it in a big way in the NFL right now, having a terrific season.
And over 100 yards again this past week.
Yeah, what a great story and crucial catch month in the NFL.
And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
The open man is Smith. And now look at this, big gain, but a fumble. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. Newton now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a first down here. Newton throwing again. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
Forced out to his left. Got some real estate inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Cam Newton, 41 yards. And his guys are able to strike for 6. And he's able to put it through. Gano out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
On second down, here's Wentz. It's brought in by Jeffrey. He's at the 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us and 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This will be taken short. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And, Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. On first down, it's Newton. He's going to go deep for French, and that's caught inside the 35. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And that one results in 35 yards. Now a first down throw for Newton. Smith catches left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one and another first down. From the red zone now, Newton. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Panthers. Olsen. Greg Olsen from 19 yards away. And his guys are able to strike for 6. And he puts it through. Gano out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light there. Green light means go. Red light.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Wentz now on first down. And he's got it complete to Darren Sproles. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
On play action, it's Wentz. He finds Aguilar over the middle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. They're going to run. It's Sproles. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on fourth. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And he'll be grabbed from behind and slung down like a rag doll. Thomas Davis coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11. Shotgun now for Wentz. Wiggles free. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
On first down, Wentz. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Wentz, I think this is going to be a free play. He's going to air one out. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Here's a 2nd and 5 now after the offsides penalty. Working from the gun, Wentz. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And the kick by Elliott is good. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This will be taken very short. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this with intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. 3rd and 2, Newton. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Cameron Artis-Payne. A 5-yard touchdown run. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Out of the gun, Newton. Pass incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, they weren't able to make anything really big out of that. But it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Wentz finding his favorite receiver, Jeffrey, on a big one. 48 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Now Wentz again, and he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. Carson Wentz taking it in, and the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6. Doug Peterson says, let's go for 2 here.
Here we go.
Wentz now to throw. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Panthers have recovered.
Well, that 2-point attempt failed due to the fumble, but people can't see this, but you got a ball in your hands now, and you got the thing locked in pretty well. You got it covered up.
I love having a football in the booth. I always hang on to it. It makes me feel like I actually played back in my day.
Well, you probably could have. If you had run that play, you would not have fumbled. I can tell you that.
Maybe. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A shotgun snap for Newton. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
C.J. Anderson of the game. He gets it here. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
On second down, here's Newton. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And that one results in 35 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
The Panthers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, here's Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Gano's kick is right through. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. From the gun, it's Wentz. Flush to his right. That ball's caught. Aguilar, right side. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
Nice movement there by Carson Wentz outside of the pocket, completes another pass. Help me out here, partner. He's not sneaky athletic. He is athletic. How many times do I have to say it?
Yeah, you've been making that. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. K-Wan Short with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Wentz going to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. He's got a man complete. The 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter.
Preaching that to your team and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points.
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They'll start out on the ground, the Spurs. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Tackle made by Thomas Davis. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys up.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. From midfield, here's Wentz. Caught right side, it's Jeffrey. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching up another 15 against your squad.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. Now Wentz, eluding the pressure right. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And now it's third down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Throwing is Wentz, escaping the pressure right. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And Elliott puts this one through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Second and 6, just inside the 30. To throw on second down is Newton. Smith catches left side. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. He got 29 yards that time.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
He dumps it off to Artis Payne. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they needed the touchdown and the two-point conversion, but they're not going to get a shot at either. This is a great play here defensively, Brandon, and at a time that they sorely needed one. And that could be enough to help get them out of here with a victory.
And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Wentz to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up. Wentz. This complete left side to Aguilar. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call him an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Here comes a big one as this crowd gets out making some noise. It's 3rd and short. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. The Panthers are going to take another timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw, Wentz. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Oh, look at this. Wentz going to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And he will be out of bounds here with zeros on the clock as this ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. Till next time, we say so long from Charlotte. First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, both teams made their way out of the tunnel. They're ready to do battle. Lions. Two teams here playing for pride as the final week of the NFL season is underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They go play action here on first down. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense as that fell harmlessly to the ground. Being chased out left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Mike Daniels. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Stafford. Looking downfield for Jones. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
319.
Rodgers now on first down. And his first pass is incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Throwing is Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Here's Rodgers. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Here's Stafford. Steps away to his left. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Throwing to Stafford. Out to the right here to Wilson. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Stafford on 3rd down. And he locates Luke Wilson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Stafford to the former Seahawk Wilson for Lions first.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard, and you probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the...
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Nick Perry in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Stafford, and the pressure gets to him again. Nick Perry in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. From the gun, here's Stafford. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and shot. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a 1st down. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On 1st down, Rodgers. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it's a 2nd down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screen.
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs, and he'll take it. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And shoves him off.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
11.
The shotgun snap for Stafford. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are in for 6. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. As we know, they had the chance last week, Charles, to lock up the division. Couldn't do it. Now it all comes down to the final week of the season. But once again, they control their destiny.
And that's a good thing. But I wonder about mindset, because you mentioned they had a chance.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 21. And he'll be marked down at the 2-yard line. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score? Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
On the keeper, it's Hundley. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Brett Hundley, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Flushed out right. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Now the ball comes loose. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And the Lions have recovered.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So it should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
Now Hundley. This will be his first throw off the bench. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
And Detroit getting set to go now. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Stepping up, he'll try and run. They'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now Hundley. Buying time to his left. Out to the flat for Riddick. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. Throwing, Hundley. That escapes the sack. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Kenny Clark in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Mike Daniels in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Green Bay getting ready to go. The season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their futures. They look ahead to the offseason. What spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Flex round! Flex round!
Now the backup Kaiser to throw. Out to his left. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it and run time, and he picks up a 1st down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's the backup Kaiser. And left side here, it's Graham. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throw left side complete. That's Walters. 8 yards on the pick up there, and it moves the sticks.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
And that's complete to Adams. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They'll throw again. Kaiser trying to lay one up deep. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. They tried to throw on second down. Unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Again, it's Kaiser. And that is incomplete. Stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
Come on, let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
Final play of the half. Kaiser. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. First down, Kaiser. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Flex round! Flex round!
From the gun, Kaiser. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Solomon Thomas in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So a tough spot for Kaiser. The sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Here we go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
They go play action. Kaiser eluding the pressure right. And now running right through him. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you, and in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
Kaiser to throw for it on 4th, escaping the pressure right. Going right side here, and that's complete. The Packers unable to pick up the first, and the Lions will take over. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. He goes down. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. He'll drop to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
He'll look to throw. Well, he stays up. Forced out to his left. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Kenny Clark in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go!
A first down throw for Kaiser. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Kaiser. This is caught, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Damian Williams, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And he'll bang that one through. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Being chased out left, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll set up a throw. And he locates Luke Wilson. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Left side here to Sanders. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Flex round! Flex round!
Looking to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And they'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Come on, let's go! White 90! White 90!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Thomas, the intended target. Following the interception, Kaiser. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Play action now, Kaiser. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Kaiser now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Kaiser, this looks like a free play. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. Working out of the gun. Here's Kaiser. Walters with a grab over the middle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arms saying, I'm wide open. They found him.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys, right off the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, those guys throw the one arm up, hit me right now. In this case, he was so wide open that he was frantically trying to get his attention to make sure he got the football. And then I'm sure his only thought when the ball was in the air, don't drop it. Had too much time to think. That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost.
Oh, no, he lost the football. On play action, Kaiser. Steps away to his left. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. DeShone Kizer, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers have moved out in front. And his kick is good. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And Detroit getting set to go now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they're through the interception.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Kyler Fackrell, the linebacker. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
Kaiser on 1st down. And Graham's got it. Complete. Space to run past the 20. And down to the 16-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game. 2nd and 8. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. On 3rd down, Kaiser. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Love the effort there. I mean, to get a field goal block in this situation because they knew what was going on. They give up those 3 points there. It's now a 2-possession game.
Yeah, that really changes the complexion here in the second half, doesn't it?
It really does. And now you give your team a more than a fighting chance and a little momentum. Terrific job by them setting the tone and picking up their defense.
He finds Riddick complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Hundley. They've got his man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An excellent pickup at 34 yards. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Nick Perry in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He's back to throw. Flush to his right. Throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads him into the end zone.
He'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones in the final minute. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And now a critical extra point attempt here. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Kaiser. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Kaiser to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And the catch made by Walters. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Kaiser. And that's complete to Adams. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. He did have one blocked earlier. This time it's for the win. And he got it. He puts it through, and it's the ultimate capper to the regular season. And there'll be some happy cheeseheads tonight as the Packers have won the game. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Packers, it will wind up a .500 season as the win means they'll finish right at 8-8. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they wanted desperately to finish at .500, but that won't happen, as it'll be a 7-9 season in the end. And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long.
You